Having a good lender is everything in a real estate transaction. It can really make or break the deal. So I'm rolling up on some of my favorite lenders, answering some of my buyers' questions and getting the info. Let's do it. Here today with Miss Alicia Bradford. She is an amazing lender, and today we are going to talk about a very common topic. I know you all want down payment assistance, but today we're going to talk about one program in particular, and that program is the
Georgia Dream.
The Georgia Dream. Can you tell us a little bit about the Georgia Dream?
I surely can. I really like the Georgia Dream program because a lot of my clients, they're always wondering, what can they do to get assistance? It allows a lot of people to be able to be qualified because the lowest credit score you need is a 620. They also have different segments of Georgia Dream. So you have the standard, which will give you $5,000. And you also have the PEN and the choice, which gives up to $7,500. The PEN is for protectors, educators, and nurses. And protectors.
So that all falls up under Georgia Dream? Like
it is.
See those? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So let's say with the PEN program for protectors, it would be like, cops, firefighters, even our TSA workers could qualify under the protectors program. Educators, anybody that works in education, whether they're the cafeteria lady or a teacher.
Oh.
Anybody that works in the education.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, anybody that works in the education field could qualify for Georgia Dream. And then the nurses portion of it, a lot of people are like, do I have to be a nurse? No, you don't. If you work in the medical field, you can potentially qualify for that PEN program. And they give you $7,500 for that, as well as the choice. That's for people that have a disability or even live with someone that has a disability. So they give up to $7,500 for that. And the good thing about these particular programs is that, they're not the good thing, but it is considered a loan.
Okay.
So when they do sell their house or refinance, they do have to pay that $5,000 or that $7,500 back. It does come back. They do pay that back. But they also have a segment called the Hardest Hit Fund, which gives up to $15,000, which is a grant. And that is forgiven after 5 years and a day. So if you stayed in that property for 5 years and a day, then that $15,000 is forgiven. And I actually just closed on one with the Hardest Hit, and my buyer had to come to the table with only $200. And she had a really good interest rate as well, 3.5%.
Oh.
And her, credit score wasn't that high, so that's a really good interest rate for someone who, it doesn't really have a strong credit history or strong credit score.
So with all of those programs, anytime you want to use a Georgia Dream, is that always the minimum credit score is 620?
It is.
Does each, I know you named a couple of the different programs, do they each come with their own, what do I want to call it? Your money. Like how much money you can make?
Oh yes, they do have income requirements. Yeah, they do have income.
Income restrictions.
Yeah, they do have income limitations, which they change year to year.
Okay.
So I think for this year, for a 1 to 2 person home, you can make up to, I believe, $73,000. Let me check my notes because it does, like I said, it does change, and we did, just change to 2020. So for 1 to 2 people, $76,000 is the income limit. With the sales price of $250,000, and if it's 3 or more in a household, they can make up to $87,000. But that is household income. Okay. And for the Hardest Hit, the only stipulation for that is it's based on county. So we have like DeKalb, Fulton, I believe Henry, Chatham was on there. Gwinnett was on there at one point. They're not on there anymore. But what they want you to do is basically move back into those counties that were hit the hardest during the recession. So that's why they give them that $15,000, and that one is forgivable. Okay, so only the Hardest Hit Fund, when it comes to Georgia Dream, are the eligible for the $15,000. Right. Okay, everything else is either $7,500 or $5,000, and all of them need to have a minimum credit score of 620. Yes. So we know that the interest rates are pretty good on that program. What are and we know the pros are you get money, of course. Right. Sometimes you have to pay it back. Is that what all of them across the board, other than the HHF, that they pay it back regardless of their time? For Georgia Dream. For Georgia Dream. Because it's a no interest second. It's basically like a second loan but you don't have interest on it. But when you sell or refinance that loan, you do have to pay that back. And a lot of people don't know that,
So when they get ready to sell their house,
that like, 5,000, they're like, where's this 5,000 coming from, or where's this 7,500?
You do need to take that into consideration if you're interested in the Georgia Dream loan program. What are any cons that you can share with us?
I would believe the con for me would be the waiting process, because sometimes it could go 30 to 45 days before it can close, because it not only does it get underwritten by the lender that you're with, but it has to go through Georgia Dream and go through their underwriting process as well. So sometimes it may take a little bit longer than a normal transaction, but I mean it's worth it, because you are getting funds that are going towards your down payment and closing costs. And just because you do have down payment assistance does not mean you don't need any money saved up. Please, please, please. I want everyone from the sound of my voice to know that you have to have some funds saved, because you're going to have prepaids. It's such as, your home inspection, your appraisal. And plus, this is going to be one of the biggest purchases you're going to make. You want to have some reserves.
You want to have money.
That's my biggest thing, because everybody, they want something for nothing, and it's like, no, you gotta save, you gotta have, your ducks in a row.
Buying a house still costs money. I don't care if you're using down payment assistance. I don't care if your closing costs are being funded. You're gonna bring something to the table somewhere, somehow. Now, with any of those Georgia Dream programs, are any courses or classes required?
Yes, with all of them, they are required to take a home education class. It's a $50 class that you take directly from the Georgia Dream website. But it's very, helpful for people that do need that education on what they need to do to purchase a home and maintain one. So that is a requirement, though, and they have to have at least $1,000 contribution. So with the $1,000 earnest money.
She's closed plenty of Georgia Dream deals to know, and if there is any additional information that you need, her contact information will be below. You can also reach out to me, and we hope to help you get into your new home. See you next time.
See ya. Bye.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching. If this video was educational for you, or if you learned something, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.